from GATE examination last 20 to 25 years. And that is on topic SFD BMD, that is shear force, bending moment, and torsional moment. So this one question that was asked for 1 marks in 2017. A simply supported beam is subjected to a uniformly distributed load. Which one of the following statements is true? So we have different statements. So I will directly go here. We have maximum or minimum bending moment occurs where the shear force is zero. So this is the option for this first question. So you can read other. So option is B. Then we have second question. The following statements are related to bending of beams. First, the slope of the bending moment diagram is equal to the shear force. The slope of the shear force diagram is equal to the load intensity. The slope of the curvature is equal to the flexural torsion, and the second derivative of the deflection is equal to the curvature. So we have to see which is the false statement, and we have false statement, that is the slope of the curvature is equal to the flexural torsion. So flexural torsion is not related with your slope of the curvature, and their false is 3. So option is C. Then we have a curved number with a straight vertical leg is carrying a vertical load at Z, as shown in figure. The stress resultants in the XY segment. So we are interested with this segment. XY segment are bending moment, shear force, and axial force. So it is very clear our point Z is exactly along the line of XY. So this will act as axial force for XY, and therefore it will develop only axial force. Option is C. A cantilever beam curved in plan and subjected to lateral loads will develop at a direction. So when beam curved in plan, then we are with all forces, that is shear force, bending moment, and torsional moment. So because that force is in the plane and also perpendicular to the plane, and therefore we have bending moment and torsional moment along with shear force, and therefore we have option, that is D option. Then a beam having double cantilever attached at midspan is showing in the figure. The nature of forces in beam AB is, now this beam AB and this beam DF, these are in the same plane. So this force will develop shear force and bending moment in beam AB. So we have bending and shear, that is option is A. Then following problems are VR for 2 marks. So now consider the three prismatic beams with the clamped supports as shown in figure. E is given, the moment of inertia is given. The correct comparison of the magnitude of shear force and bending moment. So we are interested to determine shear force and bending moment, and that is at E and the moment inertia. The correct comparison of the magnitude of the shear force and bending moment develop at the supports, means at P, Q, and R. Now, if we will see, shear force at P is 80, shear force at Q we have 20 into 8, 160, and shear force at R we have 0. So we have Q, that is larger force, then SQ is larger one, SP that is lesser by SQ but greater by SR, and therefore we have SQ that will be largest one. So we have option, that is C for first. Now in second we have 80 into 8 640 at P, 20 into 8 160 into 4, which will act at 20 into 8 act at center, so again 4 640, and this at R also 640. So we have all these are equal, so we have option is C. So now we have the values of axial stress, bending moment, and shear force in kilonewton acting at point P. So here we are interested to find. Now you can see this cable consists of axial force which will be 50 kilonewton, and therefore stress in this cable is 50 divided by zero point 0.2 into zero point 0.2. So we can have 5000 upon 4, and that will gives us 1250. So we have 1250 option is only this one. So answer should be B. Now we have shear force. So 50, so 50 will be shear force at P, reaction will be 50, and moment we have 50 into 3. So we have fixed end moment will be 150. So actually I need not require to calculate all. Once I have 1250 which will be in B only. So I have option as B. Then we have a uniform beam weighing 1800 kilonewton is supported at E and F by cable ABCD, and we have to determine tension in segment AB of this cable. So we are interested to determine AB tension in cable AB. So now we have to find out vertical and horizontal reaction. So what we will do now here, so we will take moment about D0. By taking moment about D0, we are going to get value of RA. So we have 1800 into, now you can have this 0.5, we have this 0.5, that will be 1, and this will be 1.5 because this distance is 0.5 again. And we will get this value of RA, you can see. So we have VA 1125 kilonewton. Then by summation Fy0, we can find value of VB. VD actually, sorry, this is not VB. So we have this value as VD. Now, once I know reaction, I know this angle. This is 1 meter and this is also 1 meter. So this angle we have 45 degrees. So as angle at D is 45 degrees, so HD equal to 675 kilonewton, because as we have tension in the cable and whatever component we are going to get due to this tension should be equal and equal in magnitude, because angle is 45 degree, and we have this horizontal will be on this side and vertical will be upward, and these values are same. So we have this will be 675, 675. Now summation Fy0, I will get value of HA we can say, or RA we can say same, which is 675. Now I know value of VA, I know value of HA, so I can find resultant of this, which will gives me tension in cable AB, and that we got as 1312 kilonewtons. So next, so we have two people weighing W, each are sitting on a plank length L, floating on water at L by 4 from either end. Neglecting the weight of the plank, the bending moment at the center of the plank is. Now you can see we are interested to take the moment at center. Now this is 2W by L. So we have this total 2W by L into L by 2, and that will give me 2W by L into L by 2 into L by 4, and due to this we have only W into L by 4. This is L by 4 distance. So we have from cantilever end to the center we have as L by 2. And then we are going to get, you can see this 2W into L by 2 into L by 4, which I just mentioned, minus W into L by 4, and value is 0. So we have option is G option. Then for simply supported beam of length L subjected to a uniformly distributed moment, kilonewton meter per unit length as shown in figure, the bending moment at mid span. So we have this M kilonewton meter per unit length. So total load we will get M into L, and then we can have, you can see this VA into L minus M into L, and that is equal to 0. We have taken moment about V0, and from which I will get value of VA as M. So VA we know M, and now if I will go to the bending moment at center, so we have VA into L by 2. You can see this VA into L by 2. Now VA we have here, and we have reaction as M. So we have this as M. Now we have to take moment at center. So we have that M into L by 2. So we have M into L by 2 minus M into L by 2. So minus M into L by 2, and that is equal to 0. And therefore moment at center we have 0, which will be A option. Then match list. So we have on one side loading and other side we have SFD BMD. So left we have SFD and right we have loading. So now you can see as we have this will be linear. So as it is linear, so automatically I can say I have UDL throughout because we have line linear. So automatically I have this option will be this. Now you can see we have this will be QL by 4. So we have this as UDL, this portion UDL, in between we do not have anything. So we have this will be option. Now we have concentrated load over here. Then here also we have some load. So we have symmetrical diagram, and that will be Q by 2 over here. And then you are going up means I should have Q as reaction. So we can have this one because total load we have 2Q. So reaction will be QQ, and then only we are going to get this. And then we have this fourth one, only quarter spans which are beyond this span. These are going to be Q by 2, and inner we have Q by 2, Q by 2, and then we are going to get this as 4. So we have option A, we have 3. So A 3, we have 1 and 2, then B 1. So B we have 1. So we have here B 4. So we have option that is A. So we have option as A. We actually need not require to check all. You can be smart in that case. Now here we have simply supported beam, and we have to check bending moment diagram is given and the beam is possibly under the action of the following. So couples at M at C and 2M at D. Then we have couples of 2M at C and M at D. So we are like this. So here you can see we have total value that ordinate is M. And total ordinate here we have 2M. Means at D we have 2M and at C we have M. So we have A. So option is A. Then we can have bending moment diagram is given and the shear force at sections A dash and BB dash. So we know that is shear force is rate of change of bending moment. Now in this first portion where we are A dash, our bending moment is constant, so automatically my shear force is 0. So we have two options here at B also and we have at C also. And then if we will go to second portion where you have BB dash, there you can have these calculations, that is change in bending moment, that is 200 minus 100, that will be 100 divided by 5, and that we will get as 20, sorry, 200 minus 100 divided by no 5. So we have distance from this to this 2 meters. So we can have this as 50 kilonewton, 0 and 50. So we have option is C option. Then we have a 3-span continuous beam has an internal hinge at B, section B, just at the mid span of AC, and all the data is given. Now we are interested the magnitude of shear force immediate to the left and immediate to the right of section B. So immediate to the left and right of B. Now you can see if I will take moment about internal hinge from left side, then my this reaction will be 0. Because we are considering only left portion, we have cut it, we have taken left portion, and when I will take moment about B0, so I will get RA as 0. If RA 0, then on left side my shear force is 0, because on this side I do not have anything, and on right side we have this value as 10 kilonewton, sorry, 20 kilonewton. So on this side, because Ra is 0, so we have only this 20 kilonewton. So we have option that is 0 and 20 kilonewton, which will be A option. 10th question. And here we have given that is shear force right of section E is 9.84 kilonewton. In last problem we have seen we have Ra 0, and if we have that is 9.84 at kilonewton upwards, then we can have this equation shear force. Sorry, this is right of section E. So shear force right of E. And then we have that is minus 20 downward, minus 10 downward, plus VC, and value is given 9.84 kilonewton upward, and from which I will get VC 39.84. And once I know VC, then I can take moment about G0. So by taking moment about G0, I will get value of VH, and that will be 9.84 kilonewton upward. This term we have 0 because we have VH 0 already. So VH we have 9.84 kilonewton upward, and option is B option. Then we can have next question. So we have to match loading with bending moment diagram. Now you can see we have this as couple. So we have M by L, M by L. So we are going to get this will be in this fashion. Then we have at center, means we have this will be your concentrated load at center UDL, and so we have maximum that will be, so we do not have this line. So this will not be there. So we have only with second. So this will. Then for this UDL, we have maximum bending moment at center. Then you can have UVL. Now you can see this. We have more load on right side, and therefore our bending moment that will be maximum towards the left. And you can have like this. So we have, these will be the options. So this bending moment diagram we do not have for anything, and therefore we have that A goes to 2. So A2 you can see we have A2 only this option. So actually I need not require to go for others also. So we are going to get this option that will be D option. Then we have for the loading in the figure below two statements. Member AB carries shear force and bending moment. Member BC carries axial load and shear force. Now you can see AB, we can have shear force and bending moment if we will consider section at any point. But when we will talk about BC, so if we will have equivalent value, then we have here bending moment and then shear force. So sorry, axial force. No shear force will be there. So if we will draw this only BC and equivalent force, you can see you have this will be W, and whatever moment we are going to get due to this W. So we have moment and axial. So second is wrong and first is true. So statement 1 is true but 2 is false. So we have option that is option A. Then we have this frame and we are interested to determine reaction at roller end A. So here we have to find reaction. So now we have support A and support D. So if I will take, so roller support, so only RA will be the reaction. So if I will take moment about D0, then I will get RA because that is the only unknown. So now you can see due to this P, we have moment P into L by 2 anti-clockwise, and due to this P, we have P into L by 2 clockwise. Cancels each other, and therefore I will get RA that is equal to 0. So option we have D. Then we have that is torsion. We have combined already. We have seen we have shear force, bending moment, and torsional moment. So this question was for 1 mark. Simple question, that is at it the maximum normal stress acting at its cross section is equal to. Now we can have this due to torsion, shear stresses are developed. Normal stresses are not developed due to torsion, and therefore we have value as 0. So option is A. Then we have remaining questions are for 2 marks. Hollow circular shaft has an outer diameter 100 and inner diameter 50. If the allowable stress is 125 mm, 125 MPa, the maximum torque. So we have to use simple formula T is equal to tau by R into J. Now this is a hollow shaft, so we have to put the value that is tau we have 125, r that will be 50 because diameter is 100, and pi by 32 d4 minus d4, and we have this value 23 kilonewton meter. Then we have for the cantilever bracket PQRS loaded as shown in the adjoining figure. Which of the following statement is false? The portion RS has a constant twisting moment with a value of 2WL. Now RS. So we have this will be RS. Now what will be bending moment to this? So now this will be first option. Second, we have QR. So QR. Then QR having a twisting moment with a maximum value of WL. Then we have the portion PQ has a varying bending moment. PQ we have. So we have varying bending moment with a maximum value of WL. And the portion PQ has no twisting moment. So we have now in this, if we will see, we have the value, the portion QR has a varying twisting moment with a maximum value of W into L, because now this lever arm is perpendicular to QR, and therefore we are going to get value of twisting moment. Sorry, we are here. So which one is false statement? So now you can see for this QR, my value of twisting moment is constant, which is W into L. Now see, first the portion RS has a constant twisting moment with a value of 2WL. Now you can see if you are going to find out bending moment at this point, then you have W into 2L. So this will be in anti-clockwise direction. So we are going to get clockwise moment or moment over here, which will be 2WL. This will be moment. So for RS, we have constant value of moment 2WL. The portion PQ is varying bending moment. Now you can see PQ. So we have bending moment at P, we have 0 because load passes through it. And bending moment at Q, we are going to get it as W into L. And then last, the portion PQ has no twisting moment because load is in plane of PQ. So we do not have twisting moment. So A, C, D are correct. B we have wrong. Now a solid circular shaft we have, and we are interested the formula that is for angle of twist at free ends. So now we know that formula, we have T by J is equal to G theta by L, and that will gives us theta is equal to 32 TL upon G pi D to the power 4, B option. A hollow circular shaft has an outer diameter 100 millimeter and a wall thickness 25. Means my inner diameter becomes 50 millimeter. The allowable shear stress is 125 MPa. The maximum torque the shaft can transmit. So we have to just use same formula, that is T by J is equal to tau by R, and which will gives us 23 kilonewton meter. So we have last problem also value as same. So 23 kilonewton meter, option is C. Then we have the maximum shear stress in a solid shaft of a circular section having diameter subjected to a torque T is tau. If the torque is increased by 4 times and diameter of the shaft is increased by 2 times, now you can see formula. So we have tau that is equal to T upon 16 pi D cube. Now what is given? T1 is 4T. So T1 is 4T and D1 is 2D. So we have this will be 2D. So that becomes 8 into D. So this becomes, so actually I can say this as D1 and this as T1. Now, when we are going to put over here, and from this we are going to get this value as 1 by 2 tau. So we have 1 by 2 or tau by 2, option is C. Then the maximum minimum stresses in a hollow circular shaft of outer diameter 20 millimeter and thickness 2 millimeter. So inner diameter we have 20 minus 4, that will be 16 millimeter, subjected to a torque of 92.7 Newton millimeter will be. So we have to calculate formula, we know, we have to find out tau, that will be in terms of R. So at center we have 0, but here we have inner diameter that will be 16, so R will be 8 inner, which will be minimum, and maximum we have at outer, that is on surface, where I have R as 10. So we have 180, so we have B option. And then we have this seventh one here, the torsional rigidity of portion CA and BD is GJ1 and GJ2, the rotation of the shaft. Then we have to find out that rotation. So T by formula, we have to use T by J is equal to G theta by L. And from this, we are going to get answer that is equal to B T by L upon GJ1, because CA, so we have CA GJ1, CA and BD, so GJ1. And now you can see we have, this will be symmetrical. So my reactions are same, T and T, and therefore we are going to get it as TL upon GJ1. So option B will have this as B. Then a solid circular shaft 5 meter fixed at one end and free at other. And then we have this other data that is given. The maximum rotation is 0.01 radians and the torsional strain energy is 11 kilonewton meter. With reference to the above statement, which of the following applies? Both statement are true. Statement 1 is true and 2 is false, and statement 2 is true and 1 is false, and both are false. So we have to calculate the value. Actually, we have U as 1/2 T theta, and then we have rotation, that theta is TL by GJ. So we have calculated value and we got 0.01 radian. So first is correct, and second we have zero point 0.5 kilonewton meter. So second is false. So statement 1 is true and 2 is false. So we have option that is B. So we have these questions which are from your shear force, bending moment, and torsional moment. So today we will stop here only, and then next we will go with other chapters. So thank you.